this is the Mercedes-Benz G63, but I know what you're saying. Did you already do a G63? And technically yes, but this is a Brabus.
Okay guys, we are now sat inside of the G63, and obviously we've done one before, but that was the older generation, and so to me that was a bit not as refined as what this one is, and so it wasn't as comfortable or as like preferable that you'd want to sit inside of the car. And so if we start here, you're starting here with the steering wheel, really nicely finished. Obviously you get your AMG badge here, you get your sensor controls on the steering wheel, your volumes, your settings, you get the nice dash over here, all electronic obviously, with AMG's newer technology, or Merc I should say, with that full long screen display going throughout here. And yeah, the car's actually very nice inside. The seats, they fit you in quite snug, they're quite tucked in, and you have decent space. You've got all your soft leather and soft touch around the car. Obviously this car is a lot better finished in every single way. Obviously the latest G classes, these to me are like S classes in an SUV form, and Merc has really tried to do that with this car. So we come here, here's the pedals, you get your pedals, and we were just discussing, these pedals feel quite nice. You can have a bit of pedal noise over there. They feel quite nice, but at the same time they feel a bit automated in a sense, and not like so like springy, like that proper feeling. And just to stop you quick, there's a Turbo S, it just went fast. And yeah, so we come inside here, you've got all your controls for the seating, your windows, and a very flush blue lighting that goes throughout the car that just gives a very nice presence to the car when you're sitting inside. When we come to the center display here, it's actually quite a big center display, and what I like a lot about this is very Audi styled, and you have the little center control over here to control all that you want to look through. And so you've got your seating options, your climate controls, dynamic select for your driving, obviously the performance of the car. You get different light settings. So I think this car also has light settings where you can change the color of the light inside of the car. So for instance, instead of having blue, I'm pretty sure there's a couple variety of options in there. You can change the different tire outputs and so forth. And so I think the screen is pretty easy to use. It moves quite quickly, and obviously it's very easy to control with this information and presence that you have over here, which I like a lot more than the latest touchscreens, because touchscreens can be a bit much, they get very dirty. And yeah, and this car, you can see here, you get your air vents, which are actually finished really nicely. They have a really nice feeling to them. They feel quite snug inside of here, and it feels like you need a bit of pressure to move them. It doesn't feel cheaply finished or like Merc was cutting corners with them, which you find a lot in this car. So this is all aluminium, there's your metal, you have your soft touch leather running throughout the dash, and yeah, you even get a little RWC clock which comes along with your AMGs, and you can house that at the top of your screen as well, which is also a really nice finish to have. You have all your drivetrain selects here, obviously for off-roading, all-wheel drive, if you need to go over certain sands and stuff. Then we can come down here to these buttons. You have your volume button, there's a sport exhaust, park assist, low range obviously for off-roading, traction control, you have suspension settings for either comfort, sport, dynamic driving, and so on. And if you see there on the screen as it's being shown, you have all your different settings to decide between, which is very nice to see. As you can see here, when you're in dynamic, it changes the glow of red over here, and when you're in comfort it changes. When you're in individual it goes a purpley color, and so on. And then we come to the center console here, where there's actually quite a bit of space. We'll put some lights in there now, but this is finished really nicely. There's no cheap shortcuts, there's enough space to charge your phone and keep quite a bit inside here. It's got a lush carpety finish inside as well as in these side doors over here. Eugene can show you on that side as well, that there's actually a lot of space inside of here, and you can fit, like, I don't know, you can fit a lot of things inside of there. So now I'm going to hand it to Eugene to see what he thinks about the car from the passenger's point of view.
Okay guys, so you find me in the passenger seat of this car just like the last time, and it feels a lot more premium, it feels a lot more upmarket. Mercedes really went to lengths with this one, and utterly it is really showing. So like, you got the little Brabus badge over there, you still got the grip handle, and I don't want to pull it because, you know, this one feels just a tiny bit more loose than the previous one, because the previous one, sorry, felt like almost like a truck. It almost felt like a solid built truck. So that one feels like, you know, you can take it off-road anytime, all the time. And this one feels like, you know, you can cruise around the city, maybe go off the dirt track a bit, but it's still a G-Wagon at the end of the day. So here you got your dashboard. Feels a lot more upmarket, although it's about the same size as the previous one. And then you got your Burmester sound system. And I wish the tweeters would rise up like in some Audis, although this one doesn't have it. But as you can see there, you got your Burmester sound system. And then if you look here, you have your seat control. So like on the previous one as well, you control it through the door handle, or well, not the door handle, but the door itself. It's not like in normal cars where most of the controls are on the side of the seats. So it takes some getting used to, but eventually you do get used to it. And then as you can see the LED lighting around here. I think this is purple. It's sort of around dark purple, lightish purple. You can change it through the infotainment system. And yeah, this is very, very nice in here. I feel a lot more, you know, secluded in here, a lot more as one in here. It's very nice. So let's actually go and check out the back seat. But I also forgot, you do have your sunroof in here. Very nice. You do control it over there, as you can see, and it lets in a lot of lights and sound. So if you want to go cruising down the beach, you can possibly do that. So let's actually go and check out the back seats.
Okay guys, we're now in the rear of the car, which I must say is a lot better than the previous model that we looked at. Eugene and I both concluded that in the previous model we felt a lot more like squashed inside of it. There wasn't as much space. You felt like not so comfortable, especially in the back seats. And this car, they've done a lot better in. You've got a lot of legroom here. You've got a massive headroom. Obviously being in a G-Class, you have a lot of headroom, and that's really comfortable. But also at the same time, you sit really high, which is something Eugene wanted to cover. Is this car is very high, and you'll get to that a bit later on when we're looking at the actual design of it. But yeah, the space inside of this car is a lot better than the previous generation, and overall I think it's just a lot better finished. The seats feel a lot nicer. The seats just generally, even in the front and the back, they feel really nice. And I just wanted to mention is you get this really nice stitching done within the car over here, stitching on the headboards, and yeah, there's just a lot of really nice extras inside of the car. The roof's done really nicely, finished really nicely, and the side of the doors are done nicely. You've got your speaker system out there, lots of space in the cubby hold on the side here. You've got decent legroom, and that's with me being in the front in my preferred like spacing. So maybe if you were a bit of a bigger person, then the seating, the space in the back here might be a bit less, obviously for the rear side over here. And so now we will head to the rear of the car to see what you get inside of the boot. Okay guys, so welcome to the back of the G-Class here, where I'll just start off saying there's a decent amount of space in here. You can fit obviously your golf clubs, but you'd have to lay them upwards. They can't fit side to side, as this isn't actually the widest car that you get. So from the competitors of X7 and so on, the Audi Q7, Audi Q8, they prefer, or offer I should say, much preferable space in the back end here. But I must say it's finished a lot nicer than the previous generation. All of this is a lot more rugged, so I won't be scared that my dog's gonna rip the leather off of the car in the back end here. If you come to this side of it, you get your nice leather stitching here, and then obviously your plasticky ends, which I don't actually mind, as in the back you're probably going to be carrying a lot more utility type of stuff. So in general, the space of the back here isn't the greatest and comparable to some of its competitors, its main competitors, but it will work for the car that you get. You can go find that it's fine for your grocery shopping and all of that comes along with being a Sanson mom.
Okay guys, now that we're on the outside, I actually just wanted to talk about a couple of things. Number one is the styling, of course. You can see that it's not really a standard G-Wagon. You can see how the wheels are different. It has, you know, different coverings and all that, you know, like this. I think this is carbon fiber, although it's plastic carbon fiber. That's a bit fake. And then it has a Brabus logo right there, which just stands out apart from a Mercedes logo. And this looks a lot more menacing in person rather than on video than a regular G-Wagon. The G-Wagon is already big and massive, but this is already a bit more insane, a bit more in your face. If you want to stand out, this is really the way. The second thing I wanted to touch on was the height of this car. So last time you guys enjoyed how I actually compared it to a regular car. So this is even taller than the one the one we filmed about a couple months back. So I'm around 5'8". I think this is around, if I stand on here, this is probably 6'3", 6'4", and this is really, really tall. So as you can see, like my head, like barely, it's barely above the mirror line, barely above it. So anybody who is very tall would actually enjoy this car very much. So as you can see, like on the side, you know, it's a bit different. A lot of blacked out accents. You can see the Brabus logo right there, another Brabus logo. Although the things I do hate are the fake vents that are right here. And another thing is that it has running lights that actually cover the running board for you to get inside. And this is a very tall vehicle, so you will definitely need running boards. And the third thing I also want to talk about is it's still a G-Wagon. It still has that G-Wagon feel. So when you come up there, you know, this time, you know, you have the newer Mercedes key, although it doesn't have proximity, so you can just touch, put your hand there, and then you open. This one you have to actually walk up and still open like it's a manual car. And then, you know, if I close it normally, you cannot close it normally. You have to really give it a firm shove so that it closes everything. I know it might mess with some people, but that's just how a G-Wagon is. So let's actually head to the front of the car to talk about the engine.
And just before we head there, guys, I just want to give you a bit of ASMR. As you can hear, that is very rugged feeling, very rugged sounding. So yeah, let's head to the front now.
Now that we've reached the front end of this car, let's actually talk about the engine. So let's actually lift here. It's not that hard to find actually. So when you lift here, you have a 4-liter twin turbo V8 putting around 578 horsepower and around 800 newton meters of torque, which is around 200 newton meters more than the previous generation and around 100 horsepower more. So this is good for a 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in around 5 seconds or 4.5 seconds. You know, this is a very heavy vehicle. It's around 2 tons or 2.5 tons. So actually, if you look in here, it's very dirty. As you can see, it's been driven hard, it's been well kept. It's actually very good. You know, considering this is a G-Wagon, not many people, you know, like driving it, you know, slowly or very mundane or very carefully. So to see this in its state, it's actually pretty nice. So let's actually start this car so that you guys can hear it. Guys, now that we've reached the end of this video, we can conclude that it is really a step on from the previous generation. The previous generation felt more of like a truck. You know, when you get inside, things are a bit more hard, things are a bit more solid, things are, you know, they probably last longer, but they don't feel as soft or as luxurious as probably like an S-Class, because this is technically based off the previous generation S-Class, you know, with the technology and everything that it has underneath. So thanks for watching. You know, comment down below what you actually liked. You know, last time you guys commented very nicely, so if you comment again, like, comment, subscribe, and we shall see you next time. And thank you to Tomela Cars as well as, you know, for letting us do these videos. See you next time.